Welcome back to The Observable Unknown. In our previous movements, we asked how perception is structured by grammar and how thought speaks to itself in silence. Tonight, we take the next logical step. We ask a quieter but significantly more perilous question. What happens after we speak? Once a thing has been named, what has changed? In the early 20th century, the philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein offered a deceptively simple claim. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world. He did not mean vocabulary as decoration. He meant language as the sternest architecture. What can be named can be stabilized. What can be stabilized can be shared. And what can be shared begins to feel real. This is not metaphor. It is cognitive infrastructure. The observable unknown here is stark. Reality does not merely exist and then get described. It is filtered into existence through symbolic form. Cognitive science has long shown that the brain depends on categorization to function at all. In the 1970s, psychologist Eleanor Roche demonstrated that human beings do not perceive the world as a flood of particulars. We compress experience into prototypes. Chair, danger, friend, threat. Each word collapses thousands of sensory variables into a usable handle. Without this compression, cognition slows to paralysis. Language does not distort reality here, it rescues us from it. But rescue has a high cost. Once a category stabilizes, it begins to masquerade as essence. A diagnosis becomes an identity. A description becomes destiny. Any metaphor may become a belief. The linguist George Lakoff showed how metaphors embedded in language shape reasoning itself. When time is framed as money, we spend it, save it, sometimes waste it. When the mind is framed as a machine, we speak of processing, output, and failure. We do not merely talk about reality. We inherit the metaphors that decide what reality may be. The observable unknown emerges quite clearly. Language does not just point to the world. It selects which worlds remain thinkable. There is comfort in naming. A thing with a name feels held. A fear with a label feels bound. An experience described feels mastered. But naming can also anesthetize curiosity. Once a phenomenon has a word, inquiry often stops. The label becomes a lid. In clinical psychology, this is well known. A term explains without understanding. It gives relief without insight. Language can end wonder as efficiently as it can open it. Anthropological linguistics offer a corrective. The work of Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf suggested that different languages organize reality differently, not because speakers see different worlds, but because they are trained to notice different distinctions. Some languages encode direction rather than left and right. Some treat time as vertical rather than linear. Some lack abstract nouns altogether. The self that emerges in each linguistic environment is subtly but profoundly different. The observable unknown is relational. There may be no single human reality, only realities stabilized by shared speech. If language builds worlds, then silence becomes an ethical act. To pause before naming, to resist immediate categorization, to remain with sensation before description. This is not ignorance, it is epistemic humility. Various linguistic traditions have long understood this. They do not abolish language, they suspend it. They allow perception to arrive unarmed. In those moments, the world feels less certain, but more alive. Tonight, notice the world that forms in your mind with the next word you stumble across. Ask what it creates. Ask what it excludes. Ask maybe what it protects or what it hides. Language is not a mirror, it is a lens, and every lens chooses. If this interlude stirred reflection, I would love to hear from you. You can write to me at drray@theobservableunknown.com or text reflections and questions to 336-675-5836. Wherever you have listened to this podcast, please leave a rating or review. Your words help this work reach those who are listening for it. Thank you for noticing not only what is said, but what becomes possible once it has been spoken. Until next time, this has been The Observable Unknown.